Denise Kopesky with Texas Renew Hearing Center. Today we're going to talk about some tips for how to hear better when we're in noisy or complex hearing situations. So a big complaint that we hear from a lot of people, regardless of them having hearing difficulties or not, is that there are certain places they may go that they can't hear as well. Restaurants, parties, weddings, places where live music is playing could all be some of those places that you might have more difficulties. So we're going to go over a few tips of how we can help ourselves with or without hearing devices of being able to comprehend speech better in those environments. The first is if you can be able of actually putting the person you're wanting to hear in front of you. So sometimes people think, lip reading or looking at a person's face could be bad, but in a place where you've got a lot of background noise, that can actually help with being able to understand what the words are by having some content. The second tip would be if you could try having conversations in a well-lit area. That way, again, whether it's lip reading, picking up on nonverbal cues by looking at their body language, is the person happy and excited, or are they, more serious and, knowing that here's a serious conversation we're having. In a well-lit area, we're going to be able to have some of those nonverbal cues be easier to follow. So another thing that sometimes can be done depending on the environment we're going to, like if it's a restaurant, consider the time and the place that we're going to. So if we're going to, say, the Cracker Barrel on Sunday at noon, we might not be able of having as good of a conversation as going at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So, might want to consider, what restaurants we're picking, what time of the day that we're going to them before wanting to go have a big family discussion. So something else that can help whenever you're out in a public noisy place is to try to put as much of the background noise in front of you. So instead of trying to have the most noisy part of the restaurant to your rear, you would want to put the most noisy part of the restaurant to the rear of the people you're talking to. So that way your brain's able to focus on those nearest to you as opposed to trying to divert its attention to the noise behind you as well as the speech in front of you and the noise behind them. And the last tip for whenever we're in a noisy environment trying to have a conversation, be honest and direct. If you've missed out on hearing something, ask someone to repeat. There's no shame in having to ask someone to repeat in a loud, noisy environment. Others around you may have missed that same comment that you've missed. Again, I'm Denise Kopesky with Texas Renew Hearing Center, and we're always happy to help you with all of your hearing needs.